Hello everybody and welcome back, Goblins. We're here with another deck profile, and let me just tell you, we are playing the mommy milkers of every deck, and that is Labrynth. And if you guys don't know anything about Labrynth, you should definitely know it. Definitely learn it. No, I'm kidding. But let's just talk about the deck real quick. So yeah, this is a deck that I'm going to be completely transparent with this deck list. This deck list was pretty much pulled from Master Duel meta. I did do some small edits to it. Like very minor edits. I'm pretty sure I just added one card to it. I added a Harpies. No, I added a Harpies. I removed Nibiru and I put another Heavenly because on ladder you're playing against, I don't know about anyone else, but since these cards are new, you're playing a lot of mirror matches. You're playing a lot of what's a freaking deck called? Weather Painters. You're playing against a lot of Weather Painters. Playing against a lot of back row decks, control decks. So I feel like having Harpies, honestly, it wouldn't even be that bad running some Lightnings, like playing a going second deck for this event just because of how much you're playing against that stuff. Again, you're also playing against a ton of branded, so anything that's good into the branded matchup would probably be good. But yeah, this deck is pretty close to it. I didn't really get around to trying to build my own deck list for it. But this is, I'm pretty sure the deck list that they pulled was similar to like an OCG deck list. That like a tournament deck list or something like that. So it should be pretty good. It should be pretty polished. Like I said, I'd rather get a tournament deck list than... and then me spending hours trying to mess with ratios and make sure the deck is going to play right. But yeah, we're going to play the deck, and you'll see how the deck performs, and at the end of the video I'll explain how it performed and all the other stuff like I normally do. Let's get to the video. Hello everybody, we're here for game number 1, and our hand is looking pretty okay. Typically you don't really want to see Storming Mirror Force in the hand for the most part. But it's not horrible here. Most people don't expect it. So the reason why it's in the deck is because one of the Labrynth cards can search it. So that's the only reason. We call by the... we ash the right target, which is Branded Fusion. And we get called by the grave, which will happen every game. So get used to that. Our ashes will never be effective because our opponent will always have the answer. They'll be playing a 60-card deck with a 1-of, and they'll cross out me. So, and he had another called by in his hand, so he was prepped for that max C. He adds to hand. He's just gonna go into Mirror Jade. At least I'm not getting Idol locked, right? I mean, Idol lock wouldn't really hurt me that much, though. Because I'm pretty sure I could pop my own card with Elder Entity, right? Target one. Yeah, I could pop my own card with it. So Idol Lock doesn't really affect me that much. We're going to activate Labrynth. He's going to activate Max C. I summon my Ariana Grande to get my Labrynth. And then we're going to activate Ghastly. We're going to pop the Branded in red. So the reason why, if you're wondering why I didn't just Storming Mirror Force this, he has Branded in red, which he obviously is going to be doing this. You know, he's going into Guardian Chimera, which is really annoying. He's going to activate that effect. That activates it. Dude, this Branded is so fucking annoying. I think the reason why this deck is so annoying is because how brainless easy it is to play. And I think that's the reason why I find it such a triggering deck. It's just so simplistic to play, and there's not really much you can do about it. So if you're wondering why I didn't use that card, I have nothing in my extra deck bigger than 3k, so I can't use it. We're going to Imperm the Albert, and we're going to get cross-outed. Okay, I'm about to punch the... Okay, so that's kind of... I'm just watching this, I'm getting the feelings again. And I can tell you right now, I'm about to punch the screen as this is happening. I was about to punch the screen and just leave the room. But yeah, I get Branded Fusion. Goes into Albion. Albion is going to go into Mirror Jade. Isn't this fun? I fucking love this game, dude. This game is awesome. Meanwhile, I have 2 cards in my hand. Never mind. I actually have 4 cards in my hand. Pot of V, thank you. Normal summon. Yay! Our hand is actually Bing chilling, dude. Bing chilling this hand. He's out of Albion, so you can't send out Albion anymore, which is hilarious. So the reason why this hand is so good, Labrynth pop is actually broken, right? Because, what do you call it? Welcome Labrynth in the chain, it's a non-targeted pop, which is pretty insane. Dimension Barrier is going to shut down any type of fusion ability he's trying to do, and I should be able to get him fucked with the Storming Mirror Force. So there we go. He activates Brandon in red. We say no, we're Bing chilling. Too bad. He adds that to his hand. He adds Comedy to his hand. His whole field disappears. And since I activated a card, I can activate both the effects. So Labrynth comes back, and I'm able to special summon. Now that effect activates, and he has Psyframe Gamma. So I'm about to punch the screen again, because I'm like, damn, my opponent just has fucking everything, huh? And there comes the Lovely Lady. Okay, Lovely Ladies comes out. We pop a card. Lovely Lady's ability activates. We can pop a card in hand. Boom, we snipe the Draco back, so he's playing Adventurer too. He adds his Branded Banishment. The problem with that is, if you guys remember, what I did, I sent all his cards back to the extra deck. So Banishment, it only has 1 target here. And guess what? He doesn't have a Fallen of Albaz, so he can't actually use it. So I'm going to Bing chilling him again. Set a card. So this is what's good. This is why Dimension Barrier is insane. Because once you actually get Lovely Labrynth out, and you have Dimension Barrier in the graveyard, you can just absolutely lock out him from playing the game. So we're going to pop. Boom. Kablooey. If you guys don't know the Bing chilling meme, it's a something with John Cena when he speaks Chinese. I don't know. It's kind of funny. So he super polys me on my Dimension Barrier in the draw step, which is kind of annoying. But you also have to remember he's going to be locked out. He's going to be locked out of fusions. This card's going to be negated, and Labyrinth's effect's going to let me special summon one of my cards back. So here comes Lovely Labrynth. Bam. And he just concedes. We actually won that. Storming Mirror Force literally gave us that win because nobody expects it. Welcome back for game 2, and our hand is looking a little sussy. So we go into Ariana Grande, and we get Ash. Dude, I think the entire night of me playing this deck, I was not even able to get this ability to work once. It got ashed every fucking time. I think I've tried to do it, go for it like 10 times, and it got ashed every time. So here, if he's normal summoning that, it means he doesn't have the field spell. So we instantly go for the lock, and we just bounce it immediately, so he can't search for field spell. And then this effect activates, which lets me draw a card. He's gonna imperm it, because you know, I'll never get ability. Dude, the secondary ability on this card, on either of the servant cards, never have been able to do either. So the reason why we go into Lovely Labrynth here is to reset cards. So we do that. We search for the field spell. Field spell we set. We can activate that. Set Welcome Labrynth again. Now Welcome Labrynth is now a pop. So now I can deal with this card pretty well. And then we go into Baguska. So Baguska will shut down his normal summon. So I don't have to... Like, I have an answer for the field spell, and I also have an answer for the Planet Pathfinder, because the way Baguska reads, if he tries to activate this effect while he's in defense, it negates it anyway. And he goes for it. He doesn't understand how the card works, and he loses the game. GG. Get destroyed. Fuck Numeron. Hello, we're back for game number 3, and our hand is looking... that's actually not bad. I like these cards. I like the Chandelier and the Stovey. We're playing against Trap Tricks, which is another deck you run into a lot, which is why I say... Dude, if you're running a deck with like a shitload of back row removal, or like fucking evenly matches and all that other shit, you're gonna have a fucking grand old time. We're setting the Welcome Labrynth. He activates that. It's whatever. He gets a spell. He gets actually one of my field spells, which is insanely unlucky, because if he's able to destroy my other field spells, I only have 2 copies in the deck. So he played Labrynth. He's activating that just to get the trigger here, which is like, okay, it's not bad. Gonna Ash Blossom that. No thank you. I think I actually go into combat after here. I want to kill the C. And then he goes for, he goes for the compulsory device. I go for the Welcome Labrynth. And here, this is what fucks people over so much, dude. So when I go for the Welcome Labrynth, right? He has to activate Time Thief Redoer here. If he doesn't activate it, I could use this to pop, because it's already too late. Because the way this card works, it's not a trigger. So it doesn't go on the stack. Gee, I'm talking in Magic terms. It doesn't go on the chain. So, because it's after this card activates, it automatically you can pop. So you're going to catch... If people don't know that, it's going to catch people off guard. And it caught this guy off guard. Because look, I summoned Lovely Labrynth. This activates. I can pop it. He can't react to it. And this, I can pop a card in his hand. Chandelier and Stovey activate, which Stovey summons to the field. Chandelier adds back to hand. And I pop a card in his hand. Here's another Trap Trick card. Now he's down to 2 cards, 2 resources, right? He Solemn Strikes my... He Solemn Strikes my monster, but it's already way too late. It's already way, way, way too late. Because now I'm able to discard. We set a Welcome Labrynth again, and we have 2 traps. I'm going to be able to Dogmatic Punish, send Elder Entity into Tis, pop whatever he plays, get back my he was super fucked. He's super fucked. But yeah, that's just kind of like a pure domination right there. Just saying. Hello, everybody. We're here for game number 4, and our hand is pretty decent. Pot of E is going through. I will say all my other cards have been getting negated, but Pot of E did not get ashed the whole night, which is pretty nice. Feels good when that doesn't get ashed. But we have Dimension Barrier. We get Kaiju'd. He activates Lightning Storm. It looks like we're fucked, but I just want to point out, so for people who are like newer to the game, when this is happening to you, when someone Kaiju's and Lightning Storm, they're most likely playing Numeron. Like, Numeron plays a bunch of, like, they play literally their whole deck as hand traps and, like, board wipes. So, if you have Dimension Barrier, just call XZ. They won't be able to play the rest of their turn. We use Welcome Labrynth. So we summon our lovely castle. We pop our own Gamma Seal. That triggers the ability here. Allows us to pop. We hit a Pathfinder, and then we hit fucking Terraforming with Ash. So we sniped Pathfinder out of his hand. So he's in huge trouble now. We reset Dimension Barrier, because remember, if we're able to reset Dimension Barrier over and over and over, he can never play his cards. So we just win right there. But we got kind of lucky with the Snipe and Pathfinder. But remember, he was locked out of playing cards from the extra deck, so we were fine either way. Hello, everybody. We're here with game number 5, and our hand, again, is alrighty. So we play Labrynth. We set Torrential Tribute. Kind of basic. If you're wondering why I did it like this, because Torrential Tribute is not a bad card to play with Labrynth. I was a little hasty with this Ash Blossom, by the way. Like ashing the Aliber. You usually want to wait for Ash, because if my opponent had another Aliber in their hand, then no, not another Aliber, a Brand Diffusion, he would be able to pop off right there. But we set our Knight. He has another Aliber in hand. That's why I probably just said that without even realizing it. Plays Brand Diffusion. We activate Max C. If he didn't stop my Ash, it's most likely he doesn't have an answer to Max C2. So he's gonna go into Lebellion. We get to draw a card, pretty sweet. Pot of E, very good card to draw. Tragedy is gonna get I hate Despia so much. I know I played it for a video earlier this week. But man, dude, it's just so boring. It's so easy. Like, you don't even think at all when you play the deck. Like, it's like zero thinking. Alrighty, so he plays Mirror Jade. I just Torrential Tribute everything. And then I activate Labrynth to... Well, he's going to get one draw. I don't know if he thought Blackjack was going to be a second draw, but it's not. I guess reorganize the top of my deck. Now, it's important when you do these triggers, you want to make sure that the Blackjack is after the Labrynth search, because you just reorganize the top of your deck. So if you end up searching for a card and then Blackjack afterwards, it's going to be random, where this is not random. I'm able to just get a trap onto the field, card advantage. So his end step, I get Welcome to the Labrynth. His Albion is going to get Branded Expulsion. We're going to activate this Ghastly Ghoul, pop it, and then we're also going to Compulsory Advice. I know this is a lot. The reason why we're doing this, so we can get the triggers from Labrynth, the Stovey table, and the Chandelier to get another search, right? And also, I wanted to save the Servant, because the Servant was going to die to the Mirror Jade ability of wiping my board. So we set. We gave him another draw, but he already has like 30 cards in his hand, so... Then we send. We get another Welcome Labrynth. And boom. Alright, so we're in a pretty decent position. We're going to Pot of E first. Draw. Kind of bad that we got another Welcome Labrynth. We didn't really want that. We didn't really want the Lovely Lady either. But it is what it is. We summon Labrynth Archfiend. That's going to set the Storming Mirror Force. Like, we're kind of fucked right now. I'm going to be honest. We're kind of fucked because it's not like any cards in the field is like a surprise. From this board state, I'm pretty sure we just lose. This board state, I'm pretty sure we lose. I don't think we could win. He goes into Masquerade. Dude, I swear, I see so many people have like a Royal Rare Rem Masquerade Dragon. It's kind of crazy. Oh, he has a Royal Rare Frightfur too. Shit. This guy's a real loser. Plays Aliber. Branded Loss means I can't interact with his cards anymore. Real fun, real enjoyable. Yeah, this is like pretty much a loss. But I thought the game was pretty decent, so I decided to just play it out. But it does look like an auto loss. He is going to do Lebellion. And the reason why I'm saying it's an auto loss, because he's clearly just going to go into Mirror Jade, And then he's going to go into Guardian Chimera. Oh, he goes into Drag, I guess. Unless he must have Ad Libitum in hand or something. So Spriggan's get a special summon. Can search for another card. Bam. Okay, cool. Branded opening. Cringe. Polymerization. There we go. Guardian Chimera. Yep, the Ad Libitum is going to summon the Mirror Jade. Super cringe. Raziel smells like dog poop. Meanwhile, you see my Chad Goblin in the left-hand corner? He has that stupid fucking loser fucking Albaz whatever thing. And this is where I'm like dumbfounded, right? I'm dumbfounded because I'm gonna point out there wasn't that much time between the play of me setting this and him doing these plays, right? It was like maybe like a minute and a half. And he ends up popping like random. I was so fucking confused when he popped Welcome Labrynth. I was like, is this guy stupid? Because now he has no way of stopping the storming. And I'm like, well, at least my cards are safe, right? No, he goes into battle. I'm like, okay. I'm like, alright, you lose the game. Thank you. So if you don't know why he's losing the game, I'm going to get a trigger off of here, which is going to let me draw a card. And then I can special summon one fiend or set one spell and trap. I can set my welcome, right? I'm also going to trigger here from Labrynth, which is going to let me special summon Lovely Lady, right? And I also have Chandelier, which will allow me... Actually, I can't really do anything with Chandelier. I have no more welcomes in the deck. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, he's just absolutely screwed now. Like, there's no way he wins. And he knows that, so he concedes. So, one mistake makes you lose a game. That's what happens. Because Storming Mirror Force is hilarious. I won 2 games against Brand Despia because of Storming Mirror Force. Hello, everybody. We're here with the 6th and final game against Yellen. And we're playing against another Branded Despia deck. And I'm showcasing all these Branded Despia decks. Dude, I played against like fucking 600 of these. Dude, they're just everywhere on the ladder because it takes 2 brain cells to play it. Like, these people are probably like fucking stoned as they're playing this because, you know, you don't really need high brain function to fucking do this shit. And for anyone saying that, oh, I actually play better when I'm stoned. No, you fucking don't. You're out of your mind. That's not even a controversial take. Dude, my brother, we knew this guy, right? When we played World of Warcraft, right? We knew this guy. His name was Avery, and he was like a top-rated rogue, right? He was like maybe like 29, 3K. And when we would play with him, mainly him, because that's the comp they played. They were playing like RLS, whatever. It's WoW talk, but. When he played with him, the guy would get high and they would lose like 200 points or like 100 points in one sitting. And then dude, it was so obvious how bad he was or how slowed his reactions were when he got high. And he's like, nah, man, I play better. It's like, dude, no, you don't. You don't. I'm just saying, any friend that ever said to me, oh, I play better when I get high, they're out of their mind. I don't know, it's not controversial. It really isn't. Dude, what if I ever did, my mind is somewhere else. And we lost. We got absolutely butt fucked. So we'll talk about this real quick. This deck has a massive counter to it, and we're going to talk about it into the recap. Let's go. Hello, welcome back, and thank you for watching this far. And if you are not subscribed, why aren't you? Please subscribe. Just do it. Little Timmy's not going to make it through the winter because of you. That's going to be on your head, not mine. I also want to point out Little Timmy's my non-existent son, but he's been starving lately because I spend all the food portion money on Master Duel. And whatever's left over to actually buy food, I'm the one that's eating it. So Little Timmy is just not making it if you don't subscribe. Much appreciated. Also join the Discord. We have a lot of fun on there, and we're getting close to 200 followers. Or members or whatever. I don't even know what you call it on Discord. Discord kittens. So yeah, please do that. It's in the description down below. One deck that I had a real trouble against, I played against it multiple times on ladder, and I had a very hard time beating it, was Weather Painter. And I know, don't laugh, you're like, Weather Painter, what the fuck? Dude, this is the reason why I put Harpy's Feather Duster in the deck. If they just get any monster out on the field, all your trap cards are fucking pointless. Because you can't activate Torrential Tribute. Like, all these cards that you're trying to activate, they don't really work too well when they can just dodge all of them with their stupid ability. Because their abilities are all quick effects, and there's no way you can react to them. The only way of actually really stopping them is by wiping out their back row. So, like, it's like one of those things. Dude, it was brutal. I'm not going to lie. That matchup is real tough. Also, I feel like the Runic matchup is kind of rough, because if they're playing like the pure variant and they're running like 3 destructions and they're able to like search out the disruptions with tap, Destruction's a card that lets them banish 4 cards from the top of your deck and destroy a spell trap on the field. If they just get rid of all your Labrynths, like your field spells, it makes the Welcome Labrynth a lot weaker. And I feel like it just makes the deck as a whole a lot weaker too. So I found that kind of tough to deal with. And remember, all their cards are recyclable, so they'll win the battle of attrition. Like, Runic's very easy to win the battle of attrition when it comes to control versus control. So that's another reason. But yeah, I think the deck seems pretty damn good in the mid-range fights. So when you're playing against decks that aren't doing, like, I think the only decks that really this deck struggled against were decks that, like, just avoided all your cards. It actually did pretty good against Despia. We won, like, I would say, I played Despia maybe like 10 or 11 times, and we won 8 of those times. We lost 3 games. So that's pretty good. And these people weren't bad at playing Despia for the most part. Most of them did a pretty good job, besides some of the failings that you've seen. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to rate this a little lower than what I actually think it could be. And that's only because it's missing some cards out of the deck. So, a big card that it's missing is Lady Labrynth, which is a really important card in the deck. It's one of their other boss monster. So I think that's a big hit that the deck doesn't have. There's one other card, but I can't remember the name. But for that, I'm gonna give the deck a 7.5. It's like your average middle of the run, like fringe deck. You know what I mean? I think it's a rogue tier deck. Like, if anyone says this is like tier 1, tier 2, they're smoking some type of drug. The deck, you might get a lot of wins with this deck early on because people don't know how the cards work. But once you start playing against good people who know how these interactions work, like, there's so many people I took advantage of with the Labrynth pop because they didn't understand how, like, they thought this would be like a trigger on the stack. Like, there's so, like, on the chain or whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's so many people don't understand how the interactions work, so they lose to that reasoning. But once they learn how those interactions work, they're not going to fall for it, and you're going to lose games. Like that one of the Despia matches where they clearly knew my Storming Mirror Force was, and they popped the wrong card and then attacked into Storming Mirror Force. That's not going to happen all the time. I kind of won. I won that game from luck. I won that game because my opponent's an idiot, not because I did anything spectacular. It's just my 2 cents. It's going to be in the rogue tier though. It's definitely a rogue tier deck. Cards I actually think that could be pretty decent in the deck is one of the new ultra rares. I actually really like Ultimate Slayer. Especially if you're playing... Dude, if you're playing against a shitload of branded decks, if you're playing against a ton of branded decks, Ultimate Slayer could be absolutely nuts. Because he can't activate effects into response. So he can't, like, Mirror Jade. Well, oh, I'm Mirror Jading. Right? The only unfortunate thing about Ultimate Slayer is they could brand it in red in response. So you Ultimate Slayer, they could brand it in red and then whatever. If this card was not a target, this card would be insane. Absolutely insane. But it's kind of unfortunate it's a target because if your opponent's going for the Brandon and red play, it makes the Ultimate Slayer a lot worse. But I still think it's a really good card. I still think you're going to get a lot of praxis out of it, like a lot of good use out of it. It just might not be in that opening play because that opening play they always go into Brandon and red unless they're playing Idol Lock. And even against Idol Lock, it's not very good, right? I mean, the good thing about this deck is it's not bad into Idol Lock because it doesn't really Idol Lock doesn't really hurt the deck that much. You know what I mean? Because you're playing a bunch of back row. Like, who gives a shit? And you can also get rid of Idol with Torrential Tribute or with Compulsory Evacuation Device. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the deck's pretty good, but it definitely I'm interested to see how it performs in Decade's tournaments, like the Master Duel meta tournaments. I'm kind of interested to see how they perform. But all right. Other than that, let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see next, and maybe I'll make it happen. So far, I think it might be another Runic deck that you see next. Not sure, or it could be Weather Painters. That's another option. Know a lot of people are a big fan of Weather Painters. I got one right here for you. The only problem is you need like fucking 30 more Ultra Rares. It's not as bad as Runic though. Like, this is brutal. Imagine this shit. I also got all my zombie shit. Got all my zombie shit ready to roll. Just pretty happy about that. But hope you guys have a great one, and goodbye.